Well, so Paris Blockchain Week.
Yeah, it's the largest conference in Europe. We host 10,000 people next March at the Louvre Museum. Bear market or not, we are here to help the system advance. There will be a lot of topics around regulations, open finance, technology. But we expect the biggest makers of the industry. We have the co-founders of Polygon coming, co-founders of Consensus coming, founders of Animoca, Sandbox, Saware, Ledger, so the biggest players in the industry.
No, you have all the biggest players in the industry, and I mean, how does it feel? I shouldn't even say how does it feel. What's the importance of being the main facet of the crypto world in Europe?
The plan is not to dance on a grave, right?
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. But
I know.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say it's the opposite. Is that it's the best time ever where you need to discuss. We need to rebuild trust, right?
Yeah.
So we need to educate people, and we're opening up for the first time. We're going to have people from Goldman Sachs, from Mastercard, from JP Morgan, who's going to attend the conference.
Yay.
So usually the conferences like ours, like Hero Consensus, basically I'm trying to convince you, but you're already convinced, and you're trying to convince me. I'm already convinced.
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere, and we're going to keep 25 million wallets, and that's it.
Exactly.
That's not the vision we want, right? We want everyone to jump on the Web3.
We want the Web 2 world to integrate further into the Web 3 world.
Exactly. So we need to open up to have better resources, tools, security, and trust. And it's what the conference allows to do.
And in what way are you furthering that this year? I know you mentioned you're going to have some of the existing financial powerhouses there.
Yeah.
How do you see that integration occurring?
Yeah, people need, since 2017, there were so many hundreds of millions raised with the ICOs that led to the biggest blockchain today, but very, very few use cases. So we're going to very much focus for the first time on actual use case from luxury brands, from fashion brands, from enterprise blockchain. Really, okay, how does it help? How much it costs you? What's the revenues you're getting from it, or the efficiency you're getting from it? And what's your 3 or 5 years plan as an enterprise, as a brand?
And you mentioned high fashion brands. Off the top of my head, I think about more, I guess, hypewear and Artifact and what they did with Nike, raising $200 million in revenue this past year. How do you see that oracleization of the NFT world and physical wearables, not just digital collectibles? How do you see that integrating further moving forward?
A lot. So I'm talking with a lot of luxury brands, right, based in Paris. It's part of our ecosystem. And actually what I'm surprised is that, they have 3 years plan. They have a board of directors that is involved. Their critics there is with tens of millions of dollars to back this Web3 project. So we have a brand like Farfetch. It's a $1 billion company. They have 60 Web3 projects internally.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
It's massive. And it goes because their audience is there, right? Look at how many luxury brands here during Art Basel are doing events that have some kind of Web3 or NFT ticketing or NFT membership with it. Because the people are ready. Because this Generation Z, they're gamers, it is with wallets, digital content, and they can exchange it very rapidly. And the brands, if they want them as customers, they need to speak their language.
Exactly. No, so it makes absolute sense for them to start integrating further. I know I'm going to be at a couple events. I think like the Basie Adidas event, they're doing a collaboration as well. So hope maybe I'll see you there. We'll see. But I would actually like to come out to Paris and see what you guys are doing out there, because that'd be crazy. I haven't been there in a couple years. I was out in London recently, back in May. So I caught a Chelsea game against Wolves. But on that note, I'm wearing the Inter Miami jersey. Videographer over there has got the Brazil on.
Yeah.
Man, France have locked in their spot earliest in this World Cup, and they're actually looking to kind of go against the naysayers. They have 5 or so injuries, but
That's right. But we have a few key players, and I like the coach.
You got some solid young talent too. Chouameni, that guy is a little baller. Yeah. No, for real. But in terms of the World Cup, do you have any predictions?
Tough, but I'd love to see. I think we might happen to be on the same side of the tournament, Brazil and France.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a Brazil-France.
Yeah, you would love to see that?
Yeah,
I think I would enjoy that as well. I feel like I still rate Argentina's hopes, but I'm hoping Messi gets one, so we'll see. But I know even FIFA has recently integrated an NFT platform for them. I think it's FIFA Plus is what they're calling it. But it's interesting, and maybe I can have your take on this, is a lot of NFT projects are moving away from the semantic of NFT and using digital collectible.
Yes,
so how are you seeing that?
You're spot on. So I think that, if you want mass market adoption, you need to speak the language that's attractive. Today, NFT means minus 98% in volumes.
Yeah.
So it's not very sexy. And scam. So is it really the word we want to use?
Don't want to use it anymore. No.
That's number one. Second two, I think non-fungible token is just part of the concept. I think what we're talking here is really about digital ownership, which is larger than just being a non-fungible token, right? So this is the reason why we rebranded our day conference that was dedicated to NFT and Metaverse. It was called Paris NFT Day, and it was changing it to Web3 experience.
Okay.
Because that's what it's here, right? It's what it's like.
But it truly is, though. That's.
Yes, it's an NFT. It will still be an NFT, but I think it can be enriched, right? Because SBTs should be part of the NFT concept also. You might not transfer your passport, or your ID, or your registration to the country club XYZ.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because that was actually going to be one of my next questions of soulbound tokens, for those of you that are maybe not aware of the ownership that can't be transferred. So are you integrating that in your conference in Paris? Is that going to have a soulbound token as they enter the...
No, I don't know, to be honest. We're working on the NFT ticketing right now. But there will be at least one or two panels to talk about it, because it's the next generation.
Because it would be really interesting, to have the ability to have like X amount of SBTs, and then after a certain amount of time, it's like, oh, well, now you access this additional utility feature. That'd be really cool.
I like it.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have the power probably to do that.
No, it's like your rewards, right? Your Hotels.com loyalty program. You need the 10 stars to get a free night. And you cannot sell each stars, but the free night you could be able to give it to someone.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. But in terms of other things that you do outside of, Paris Blockchain Week, tech world or otherwise, what type of interest do you have?
I'm fully Web3 until I'm really down the rabbit hole. So I'm having a small fund that helps startups that are working on infrastructure and tools around NFTs, pre-seed and seed, and I try to help them and invest some money.
Very cool. Any interesting projects you've been, angel investing or otherwise of late?
Yeah, a few that really help to onboard the next millions of users, but also we need brands to come in quickly. So one I like, for example, is a decentralized advertising network. So let's say, I have a Bored Ape, and Coca-Cola wants every Bored Ape to hold a can of Coke for 1 week. It would be a cool campaign, right?
Yeah.
But how do you do this? You don't go to the agency and strike a deal, because you guys doesn't have the ownership of the Bored Ape. I have ownership of my Bored Ape. They cannot do anything on it without my consent, right? So basically what I want to do is to create a pool of NFT holders that will be the publishers, and give this publishing possibilities to advertisers, and do some kind of market making ad network, basically around NFTs.
It's empowering the holders even more than they might have already had with just having a base. So that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Generating extra revenues with NFTs. Still a holder, but you're making revenues.
Yeah.
Different way of staking.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot. Any idea when that's going to roll out?
They're in active beta right now, so you can go to embed.xyz, I believe.
Embed.xyz, remember that. I'm definitely going to look out for that. So you're going to be out here for the rest of Art Basel. I know you're a busy man. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I really appreciate that you came up here and chat with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Is there anything that in Art Basel this week that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, I want to see the same feeling I've had post NFT NYC. Mm-hmm. So what happens that, there was a conference with 1,600 speakers that was big, a lot of noise, but what struck me is that there were 400 side events. And with thousands of people, and I'm talking side events with Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Madonna, right? It's not your meetup around the corner. So basically, that was striking for me. And the impression I got while talking to the people, mostly young people that were attending these events, were, listen, man, I think I haven't been there, right? But I think it was like the 60s. It's this generation 60s.
It's kind of the cycles return back to where it was before.
They're having fun with their digital content, by being part of communities and trying to build together some brands. And that's the sign that the market is here to stay, because this generation wants it. They've already spent a lot of money on it, so the money is here. Not the right tools yet, it will come back. But if the retail users are here, the brands will come in. There's no choice.
Absolutely. You know, the last conversation I had today, the artist I was speaking with, he was kind of touching on that subject matter of like, you know, even in the bear market, you could tell the people that are here in this conference at DCENTRAL versus last year, it's drastically different. It's like we were able to weed out all the bad actors, and like the people that are here are truly about the technology, about, you know, NFTs, art, otherwise metaverse projects, etc. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll be hopping around events, so I hope to see you there. Once again, it's an absolute pleasure. Merci beaucoup.
Happy to host you in the Louvre.
If you host your Louvre, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
See you there then.
Okay, wonderful.